Hi everyone, welcome to another episode with Montana Outdoor Science School. My name is Melanie. Today's topic is all about conifers or coniferous trees. Coniferous trees are the trees that we recognize typically as evergreen trees. I have one right there behind me, as you can see. These trees tend to have needle-shaped leaves that often don't fall off come wintertime. There are a handful of exceptions to this, but mostly these trees tend to keep their leaves all year round. In Montana, we have a few examples of coniferous trees. The main ones end up being pines, spruces, and firs. I'm going to talk about each of those examples and show you how to distinguish between each of those three types of trees. So I have come up to a spruce tree, and this spruce tree has needles that tend to be rather sharp compared to pines and compared to firs. There's a fun song that you can learn. One of the lines in this song is "Spruce are sharp." And if you look at the needles, you can definitely see just how pointed they are at the ends, especially right here where my thumb is. Notice how those are very, very sharp looking. You can also feel it. If you ever touch the ends, they're kind of pokey. They tend to not be super soft to the touch, but they do make great looking Christmas trees. You might have had one in your own home this last holiday season. Another type of coniferous tree is the fir tree. To the untrained eye, a fir tree and a spruce tree look very similar, but again, if you look at the needles, you'll find that there is something that distinguishes them. So these needles tend to be not quite as sharp at the points. If you look down the ends of them too, it'll be a little hard to focus, but if you look down the ends of them too, they're a bit flatter than the spruce needles as well. In that song, "Spruces are sharp, but firs are flat and friendly," is how the saying goes, and you can definitely feel it. With this tree, if you touch the needles, they're not going to be quite as pokey to the touch. So that's a fir tree for you. The last type of coniferous tree I'm going to go over is the pine tree. And you can see right off the bat, it's a little bit bushier looking from the outside perspective. Furthermore, you can really tell it's a pine tree based on the needles and how they grow off the stem. On pines, the needles tend to come off in multiples. So for pines, if you look at the base, you can see if the needles grow in multiples of 2 or more. And if they do, then you know that you have a pine tree. Pine trees, their needles tend to come in packages, is how the song goes. Coniferous trees and plants are those that produce cones, and inside of those cones are the seeds for the next generation. This is different from flowering plants, which eventually produce a seed or fruits or both. Make sure you go on a little walk around your neighborhood. Check out what you might have, whether that's spruces, firs, or pines. Make sure, however, when you are on your walk, you're not trespassing on any private property. And make sure you're also leaving all the living things right where they are. You don't want to disturb the life cycle of any of the critters out there. So thanks for joining us today, everyone. Hope to see you next time. Remember to like us on Facebook and also to follow us and subscribe to our YouTube channel with Montana Outdoor Science School. Thanks for watching.